Man, super cool. I like it when I have to try to wrap my brain around the music. It was interesting. It was well played. It was thoughtful. It kept you interested in what was going on. It wasn't just like, okay, here we go again. It was nice. I liked it. A lot of jumping around and kind of very interesting sound. You know, you can't really peg what that was because with all the keyboards and yeah, man, I like it. I dig it. I'm in. I'd wear that shirt. I'd like to hear more, which is, trust me, that's a compliment. That if I want to hear more of what you got going on, because most of the time I don't. Yeah, so good stuff, man. In Ruins. I haven't really had, we've had one really band that I wasn't a fan of tonight, the Wolves thing, right? Yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of that, but so far we've had a pretty good show. I've never made it through an entire show without a band that I wasn't a fan of, but we've been pretty close. I think we've had a show with maybe just one band that I wasn't a fan of, but I try to always find the positives in the music, and there was a lot of positive stuff going on there. Like I said, I need to listen to more of that In Ruin thing, because it was very interesting. It wasn't just your, cookie cutter kind of thing. Had a lot of good stuff. I had to pull my hair back, man, because it's gotten so long that it's getting hot, and the studio's a little bit warm tonight. I got the fan going. I don't think you can hear it, but a little warm tonight. So I pull my hair back, and yeah, which is crazy. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I'm growing my hair for a certain reason. I don't. I'm way too fat and balding to be cool enough to have long hair, but hopefully one of these days soon I can tell you guys about the meaning behind the hair and stuff like that. But so this is kind of a different show tonight, since we're doing the request, text requests and all that stuff. And so I feel a little bit more inclined to talk about just stuff with you guys. And so, yeah, I'm trying to it's a little bit more relaxed right now. That's because, when I make the other shows and I release them to the public, I know that they're going to go out to all the radio stations, and it's kind of a weird deal because it's a double-edged sword. I try not to be too serious about it, and then I get upset because I don't have sponsors. But then at the same time, I'm very proud of what I do and how I do it, and by being myself and just talking very frankly about things and not, kiss anybody's ass or things like that. So I don't know. Maybe I need to start kissing some ass so people will pay me to do this. That would be awesome. But anyway. Yeah, man, this next band is called, I can only remember how to spell their name by thinking of kale, like the vegetable kale. Kale Dawn. I called him Clitodon at the beginning of the show, if you caught that. It's a Freudian slip, excuse me. Some Kale Dawn with a song called The End of the Undead. The End of the Undead. So maybe they have the answer to the zombie apocalypse. Maybe that's what this is about. Obviously, I mean, The End of the Undead is a very death metal sounding song title, but the name Kale Dawn leads me to more of a melodic death metal kind of a thing, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna stick with the melodic thing with my hair in my ponytail. I look like Ben Franklin. Yep, here we go. Kale Dawn.
This is Day of Doom, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
intentions lead me nowhere as operas go unrestrained. No gain from sacrifice for ridicule. Retain, deal all possession as anger fuels it all. Tattoo with the business, and this is all my fault. I've behaved too much again. To something I believe in, be my friend. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open here. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open. I'm wide open, wide open. One more thought turning in on me is one more thought I can't believe. Try to walk away with my dignity intact, my back, something stabbing me. Welcome, grief, at least to be something. Cause once again I put my faith in nothing. I'm quite aware of what you think of me. It's hard to lie to shit, but you don't say a thing. I reveal too much again to someone I believe to be my friend. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open here. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open. I reveal too much again to someone I believe in, be my friend. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open here. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open. I'm wide open. Once again I put my faith in nothing. Once again I put my faith in nothing. One more thought didn't mean on me. It's one more thought I can't believe. Try to walk away with my dignity. Tag my back, someone's stabbing me. I welcome you at least to be something. Cause once again I put my faith in nothing. I'm quite aware of what you think of me. You talk a lot of shit but you don't say a thing. I'm behaving too much again to someone I believe in, be my friend. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open here. I'm wide open here, I'm wide open.
All right, so that wasn't Kaeldon. I've never, since the day I started this show, I've had that happen. Kaeldon sent me a watermarked copy of their tune, so about every 3 seconds it would say, "You're listening to the new Kaeldon record." So anyway, that's not going to work. So sorry, guys, send me the unwatermarked version. So one from none there, from the Denver area. So here's the deal. It's kind of got that Three Doors Down kind of hard rock edge, kind of radio friendly kind of thing. I guess I mean, it's good. I mean, it's it's kind of bar band kind of a deal. But it's not far away from being more of a regional kind of a deal. And I don't know what it is. The production was. I think the biggest issue was that song swings a big stick. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of moxie in the message and a lot of I'm a badass kind of a deal. But it doesn't really play out that way to me. It just kind of sounds. You know, when I tell somebody they're talking a bunch of noise, I'm pretty pissed, and I've got some oomph in my voice, and I know that you're trying to sing, and I know that you're trying to carry a melody, but I'm not feeling or I'm not buying the emotion behind what you're saying, So, it's pretty cool. I think that, like I said, it's not far away from being something that I am ready to say that I could hear on a big rock radio, rock station, whatever it is that, was in your town or whatever. But it's just not quite there. I think that you're extremely close to it, and I don't know what it is that you need to do, but the one thing that stood out the most to me was I didn't buy what you were saying to me. I wasn't like, oh my God, this dude there's some anger and there's some, vitriol going on here. I was just like, okay, sounds like he's kind of cue carding it and reading off the paper. I didn't feel the right amount of stuff. So, okay, so this next one is a really interesting one, and our friends over at All the Shreds are going to, I can't wait to tell them about this, because it's not very often that we get to do this, but it's, I want to say, if I remember correctly, that I heard that this was a neoclassical, like shred fest kind of a deal, which, I love guitar. I'm guitarded. There's no doubt about it. So this kind of stuff is very interesting to me, the whole shrapnel record kind of, shred your guitar into wood chips kind of a thing. I like that. So I'm interested to hear it now. So here's the deal, though. I'm not really into the like whole fantasy kind of, I don't know how to epic Nightwish kind of music with the rip over it. So it just kind of depends on where it goes, the flavor of the music, the underlying. I'm also not a big, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people are going to freak out at this. I'm not a big fan of the underlying music on Yngwie's records. Now, he's so good at taking that simple rhythm and, pulling a beautiful melody out of it and yada, 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 yada. But I'm more of a kind of a Racer X kind of instrumentalist where there's really, really badass music in the background and then some crazy shred over that. And then I also am more of like a John Petrucci deal. If you want to, or Petrucci, however the hell you want to say it. If you want to pull out some clean tones and just, make me want to throw my guitar into the garbage can, I like that too. So it's kind of, the name bothers me a little bit. And not only the name of the band with Moonlight Prophecy, but also Spellbound. I get that whole Dungeons and Dragons kind of power metal thing. I don't know. We'll see. I can listen to Sonata Arctica with the best of them, but we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to. This is if it is the neoclassical. If my memory doesn't serve me right very often, so if I'm right about that, I'm kind of excited about it. We're going to check it out, and we're going to see if this guy can shred. I think it's a one-man deal, honestly, but I don't remember. So I could be totally wrong, and it could be power metal. And God, I hope I'm not, because power metal is kind of rough sometimes. But Moonlight Prophecy on Soundcheck with the Moose from Oklahoma City.